Hey everyone, I am back with another update on the real estate market here in the Valley in Arizona. But I did want to start with something that's a little bit more national in the news, and it's the Consumer Housing Sentiment Survey. It's done every month, it's done by Fannie Mae. And you'll notice here, if I just kind of point out to the second line in the first paragraph, it says the share of consumers who say that it's a good time to buy a home has inched up to 24%. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but considering that last summer it was at 17%, that's actually quite the improvement. And then you'll notice in the next line it says, while the share who say that it's a good time to sell a home has dipped to 62%. Now, why do you think that is? Well, I'll share with you what's happening here in Arizona and in some other parts of the country as well. What's happening is that we're seeing the inventory increase. Now, I did an update on February 14th, which happened to be Valentine's Day, where within the Arizona MLS, we had reached a milestone, which is 24,000 available properties. And as you can see by what's on the screen here, as of March 7th, which was a Friday, 3 weeks later, we actually surpassed 25,000 homes. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that the market's crashing or the sky is falling. It doesn't even mean that it's a bad market. It doesn't mean that it's a good market. It just is. What it means is more homes are coming to the market. Now, what determines whether or not it's a good or bad market really is impacted by your position to either buy, sell, invest, or whatever it is that you're looking to do personally, and it would be your own personal viewpoint on whether or not it's a positive or a negative market. So I'm just going to take a look at the data, look at the facts, and then if you're a buyer or a seller, help you to understand what this really means for you. So right now we have more than 25,000 homes on the market, and I know that nationally there's a conversation about affordable homes and the lack of affordable inventory, and that is still the case in many areas. But I did want to kind of delve deeper into this inventory and just what that looks like for you if you were thinking about buying a home. Now, if you were looking at a home and let's say, your budget's $500,000, you're feeling really strapped and I don't have a lot of options. Well, the good news is that right now, if I put in this filter here, $500,000 as the maximum list price, I'm still going to have more than 13,000 properties to look at if I were looking to buy. Now, yes, this includes everything: single family homes, condos, townhouses. It even includes mobile housing. Not ones that you drive, but ones that are kind of parked on land. So that is more than 13,000 properties that are available for you should you want to, buy your first property. Now, if we take a look and see just where these homes are located within the valley, this I think helps to kind of paint the picture to say, well, where are these opportunities? And I will show you. Sure, Scottsdale up to $500,000 is not going to be as extensive. There are some opportunities, mostly in the condo and townhouse market. But if you're looking at Glendale and Peoria, or Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, there are definitely some homes that are available. And let's say you don't want to live in a condo. You want your own house, you want your own yard and driveway, and you don't want to share it with anybody else. Those properties also exist. If I just click on single family homes, remember, out of 25,000 or more homes, more than 8,000 of them are single family homes. And if we look at the map and see just where these properties are located, well, sure, it kind of creates more of a void here in this area, which is Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. Those are just higher price point areas, but you do still have a lot of opportunity and a lot of options, again, in those other towns that we had discussed. Now, if I increase this to say $800,000, this will open up your inventory a bit to more than 14,000. And if I take out single family dwellings, well, it's more than 20,000 properties that are still available. So, yes, it's a challenge with affordability, but if you haven't looked at real estate for a while, maybe you just kind of gave up and said, you know what, the rates are too high, there's nothing out there for me. Maybe you want to have that conversation again and kind of take a second look at things, because I think you'd be surprised to see what is available for you. And even now, because the market has shifted a little bit where it's more balanced in many areas, it's giving buyers a little bit more negotiating power, which means you have the ability to negotiate closing costs for yourself, sometimes down payment assistance programs that are available. So you definitely want to consider that. And you don't need 20% to buy your first home. You can actually purchase a home with an FHA mortgage with as little as 3.5% down. So oftentimes this is actually as much money as you'd be putting into renting a property. By the time you pay for all the fees and security deposit, you might actually be able to buy something if that's what you want to do. So I want to invite you to have a conversation and let's see if this makes sense for you. If I could be of any service to you, I'd be happy to do that. I do believe in home ownership. I'm not a pushy person. I don't sell people homes. I help them to accomplish their home ownership goals, though. And if you're looking to sell, what's really important about this information that you should take note of is that you get one chance to make a good first impression. So don't rush that home to the market thinking I have to get on because inventory is coming on every day. Make sure that you prepare that home for sale, which means you're going to want to declutter things, give it a really, really good cleaning, paint anything that needs to be refreshed and painted. If it's carpeting that needs to be changed, do that now before you come to the market. Just make sure that it looks its absolute best. You don't have to go crazy with the expense. And as a matter of fact, speaking with a realtor myself, I'd be happy to share with you the best ways to invest in your property to sell it so that you're actually getting a return on your investment. It's not costing you any money. If you have questions, I'd be happy to talk.